Hi everyone and welcome back to the special edition of PMAC 2025 interview. With me is Mr. Wang Jian. He's the keynote speaker of this year's meeting. He's also the chairman and co-founder of Beijing Genomic Institute. Hi, good morning. How are you?
Very good.
Very good. All right. What inspired you to start the BGI group?
Well, that time we were in the United States, and a bunch of friends of mine, and we were doing our postdoc training there. And then when the U.S. government started the Human Genome Project, there was a big impact on us. And we thought that would be the future for the medicine, for the health. So probably for us, it's a good chance to join that. So we went back to China to try to convince our government to support this project.
Back then, what's the difference between setting up your company in the US or setting up your company in China?
I set up a company in China. We started this genome project. It's not for the commercial purpose. We try to push the Chinese to catch up with a Human Genome Project. So it's first of all, we were part of Chinese Academy. So during under the Academy, we push this project. So it's not for profit. It's not the company's business. It's a government issue. It's public sectors. But there's lots of argument and slow down this whole process. So we had to have a private non-profit organization to carry on this project. Okay. So this is why how the BGI was born.
Okay. Can you tell our audience what was the original purpose of the Human Genome Project?
Okay. For many years, we know that we are the human beings. We are different with the monkeys, animals. What's the genome construction? What's the gene looks like? Nobody answered this question. So I think it's 1984 or 85, the U.S. Scientists proposed we should have the standard or reference genome map for the human society. So that's why how the U.S. started that. Then the U.S. government turned this project to an international project. So for us, for the big population, China, we think we need our own reference and a map. So that's why we raised hands wants to join the U.S. Started the genome project.
When did this start? In 1990s? Was it
well, the U.S. Started initiated this project officially is 1990.
Right.
And we talk about this to bring back to China is right after that. But we took us a couple of years to prepare. So first I went back to China is 1994. And we really started and talk about and started was 1997.
Right. If I remember correctly, back then they say it's going to take 10 plus years to be able to map the genome of one human person, correct? Many years and cost quite a lot.
Well, the first the scientists proposed for 30 years
to complete the one genome
to finish that one.
Wow.
They proposed the one base pair, $1. So the totally got to be 30 years and $30 billion.
All right, because it's lots of genome pairs. I mean, the base pair.
Yeah, it's 3 billion.
Wow.
Okay. and then turned out this project then become an international project.
Right.
And there's more people join. And so little bit speed up, especially the private company that time called Serrara. They speed up this whole project. They become the competition project. The private sectors and compete with the government, public sector, speed up the whole process. So turned out that we finished this project in 2003. So there was 2 or 3 years ahead of the schedule.
Right. But if you were to do this project again, how many years would have taken and how much money you would have taken?
Right now,
Yes, right now.
half days.
Half a day.
It's more less than $100.
Half a day, less than $100 for it used to be 13 years and 3 billion.
Yes.
Wow.
No, it's very fast.
Technology is very amazing. In your BGI group, what proprietary technology have you discovered or copyright that allow you to do something like this very fast and cheap?
Well, we were we were part of public sector before, so we just use government money to buy the machines from the United States. And at the early days, there was a very slow machines they call the capillary sequencer. They only can produce something thousands base pair and then upgrade to the million, 1 to 2 million. This is the maximum at that time. And then the short reads sequence by synthesize technology coming. There was 2006 or 7, and then they would speed up very quickly. And there was a company called Illumina, and then we had a really good time and honeymoons for many years. We worked closely together, and then we grew up too fast. Then finally at 2013, we divorced. We separate, and so the things we want to lower the cost to save more people, but we are not in the position to negotiate. Negotiate with it. We had to have our own tools. So we bought a U.S. company. They called Complete Genomics. So started from there, and we started to make our own machines. Now we have the short read sequencer, long read sequencer, even the semiconductor sequencers.
So chip-based.
Yeah, chip-based. So we are the only one have the 3 technology together, and we are the very efficient, effective the machines, and so we have the high throughput, high quality, low cost system for the DNA research and clinical applications.
Correct. Well, you mentioned many times your keynote speech that there's something called all omics.
Okay.
What is that exactly?
Okay. We have to go back to see this the whole progress in medicine. The first law for the diagnosis is chemical based.
Okay.
And that was 100 years ago.
Right.
And then it's still there, from chemical to biochemical. Okay. And then to the molecular biology. That was 70 years ago. First, James Watson, those guys discovered the DNA construction. And then they started molecular biology time.
Correct.
And then comes to the 80s. 90s, the genome comes to, so genome called a genomics or genomes. That means omics, genomics means all the gene together. Okay, and as I talked about central dogma, the life information come from the molecular of the DNA, from DNA genome to the RNA,
Yeah.
and then to the protein. They call it central dogma.
Correct.
So for each of the molecular, we call the genomics and the transcriptomics and the proteomics, all this omics. So omics means all of them molecular things. So that means include all the central dogmas.
Right.
So it's so complicated. So we just say, hey, all omics.
Right.
That means use the ordinary people for easy to understand. For ordinary people, we just made the name to all mixed.
Okay, all mixed.
All mixed. All mixed.
Okay, but also with this, also a dimension of like AI processing, data processing on top of this kind of molecular science, correct?
Yes, the AI is artificial intelligence, but for the biology things, there's lots of things we haven't discovered yet. So that's why we need the tools, machines, high super, low cost to get all this data to the table. We need omics. So we like to say that from the artificial intelligence will switch, upgrade to the biointelligence. That's our goal.
Okay. So if you want to translate this into something that people can understand, how would you benefit from your omics? Like how would they live longer? What kind of aspects would get better
so
lives?
This life is so complicated. From the spur from far side, the egg from Mars side, 1 + 1 = 1, and it become a fertilized egg, and then 1 doubled 2, 4, 8, blah blah blah, and become the 4 individual persons, and then there's lots of molecular changes, but the genome never change. So genome is not changed. So there's lots of genetic diseases through the genetic pace.
Correct.
And if we know this information, we know that all the birth defect before the baby born, we know there's going to have something happens. So it's very important to use the genome technology to know the genetic disease. For example, in Thailand, in the southern countries of the world, there's lots of genetic disease, especially for the thalassemia.
Correct.
And Thailand and Indonesia, Malaysia is a big problem. Now we can early detect to figure out what's the carrier, the positive carrier, what's the whole possibility for their childhood.
So
for the next generation.
Right. So advocating genetic testing at what age?
Well, before they marry, it's a good one.
Before they have kids. Yes.
If the looks normal.
Right, but you never know.
You never know.
Correct.
Maybe you are the carrier of what you are not that serious disease, but it's okay. You can survive. But you come up to the sports, you're not that good. Probably your genetically is not good.
But are you afraid that this kind of information will be used to discriminate some people? For example.
Sure.
Right? Let's say I want to become a sports athletic. I want to be a runner.
Yeah.
But my genetic doesn't doesn't have a strong muscle or fast muscle.
Yeah.
So I can never become a runner. Is that something going to happen?
Yes. Well, private is more important. Just like you have money in the bank, it's your privacy.
Correct.
And that your genome data is your privacy.
Right.
We never touch it. We just give to you, and we don't write your name in somewhere. And it's your property.
Right.
Even more important and value than the bank, the monies.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's very good to have a secret like that.
Yes, that's one thing.
Yes.
And the second thing is, if there's no DNA changes, variations, or all these kind of disorders, there's no cancer.
Right.
Because the DNA changed.
Right.
And they were finally they got the cancers. So all this infection disease is the genes from the outside infect you.
Correct.
Okay. The genetic disease is from your
family,
your family, or during the development or something.
Correct.
And the cancer is a gene change.
Right.
And for the cardiovascular disease, some people, let's say, if we are live the same lifestyle conditions, sometimes I am someone more sensitive to the cardiovascular disease. Someone are not. So there's the lifestyle, metabolics, all of those kinds is more complicated.
I was very fascinated by your speech because I'm a cardiologist.
Okay.
So you mentioned that you have changed your risk factors because you have your genetic information.
Yes.
Correct? What have you done to yourself, basically?
Well, I was thinking, can I do the gene editing to myself? I said it's too complicated. Forget about it. Just use the chemical to lower this
cholesterol, blood pressure,
glucose, to keep lower the blood pressure. So I can reduce the atherosclerosis protocol.
Correct.
And get my vessels more smoothly.
Yes, you did show the picture. Very impressive. But what have you done to your lifestyle? Have you you exercise more, you lose weight, what do you do too?
Well, if I eat more, I do more exercise.
Okay.
If I control my diet,
okay.
That's why I can be lazy life. Just check your blood. See the bad things. It's not too high.
Right. And I heard in your speech that in your company, you turn off the elevator so that your employee have to walk up and down the stairs. Is that true?
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Okay.
So if you're strong enough, you can take
the flight of stairs. Yes, true.
If you're too weak, and you have to do more exercise. But people are lazy. You just push a button and go there. So before 1 month ago, we decided to close most of the elevator, but not for the guests. Okay, not for the real pregnant.
Right, understood. People who need to use it.
Yeah, people need to use that, but they have to walk to there.
Yeah.
And we have a huge building. We have 24 elevators.
Oh, okay.
We shut down something like 18 or something.
Wow, that's nice. You save money and make people stronger. Did your employees complain?
Yes, they did. But afterwards, they feel so good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They get used to it.
That's good.
People are lazy.
Yeah, that's good. I heard that your company actually branch out to do things like genetic mapping of animals like chicken, also some plants and some rice and things like this. Is that correct?
We contribute almost more than 60% of the economically important plants and animals genome to the world.
Right.
So we are the biggest contribution.
Right. Is this kind of things open source, meaning can people
Sure,
use-
sure.
Wonderful.
Well, if we did that, it's pay for service for pay, and that data is not belongs to us. The company, they have the final word. If we work for the public sector, we just to make it available for the whole world.
And I heard also that in your company you aim for a couple of things like no cancer. I mean, at least no cancer that detect later than in the
The
first.
hospital.
Right.
That means we are better than hospital.
Correct.
For the early
Early,
diagnosis.
correct. What else?
But not for treatment.
Of course, I understand. I understand. For detection, that means you can detect early,
Yes.
right, before
yes.
it manifests into
Yes,
clinical disease, right?
Yeah.
And what else were your goals for the company?
There's no sudden deaths from the cardiovascular disease.
Oh, you put me out of job?
Yeah.
No job for me. That's okay. That's fine. That's good. That's good. That's
I
good.
think everybody wants it.
That's
right?
good. Yes, of course.
For the genetic disease, for the lung QT stuff,
Right.
we check it for free for everyone.
Very good.
And we have the imaging checkout
Good.
to see the atherosclerosis things.
Yes. Good.
And some bad construction that things happens. What's called the 动脉瘤, I don't know the English.
Okay.
So we make the people do the early diagnosis and prevention and controlling, and lift the hard job for you guys.
Right.
And now we are working with the Chinese Heart associations, because the leader of the cardiovascular surgeon, they hate to do this heart transplantations.
Right.
There's so many.
Yeah.
So why not move
earlier to prevent?
To prevent.
Yes.
They even make it artificial heart. They make lots of money, but they don't want it.
Yeah, it's just hard. Yeah. Okay. On a personal note, I mean, if you guys don't know, Mr. Wang Jian actually went to the North Pole, went to the South Pole, went to the Everest, and went to the Challenger's Deep, the deepest point in the world. Why do you do these things?
Well, we had not see tell you the results. We already have more than 200 high quality publications for this 4 extreme
areas.
Area
environments.
Okay. For the research, we sequenced the penguin, polar bear, and the serum from the South Pole, from all this kind of things.
Oh, so more like a work trip than research trip, rather than just a trip.
It's just no, I don't do that. But for me, it's a good excuse to take a trip. Otherwise, you cannot leave the job. So we are going to have a special issue in Cell in next couple of months. It's a deep sea discovery. We add 6.9% of new bacteria strains to the database worldwide.
Wow.
In one shot, get more, almost 7%. And we found that 24% of new virus for the whole world. So there's lots of discovery. And I took the blood every 1,000 meters high for the high altitude sickness research.
Wow.
So I'm serious research.
Wonderful. It sounds like a very interesting life.
That's good. I like it.
I think you did well. I think you did very well. Well, thank you so much for being with us today and sharing your life work with us. And I hope to see you again in Thailand soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wonderful.